He's styling with his little Adidas sweater. You know,
he's more styled than me.
Yeah, he's styling. He's not playing any games.
Let's go ahead and get started. So you, your Nigerian roots are from London, which is pretty cool, but then you later moved to the US. So how have those experiences influenced you as an artist?
Living in multiple places that are so drastically different just really expanded my palette. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really have the option. Well, I don't feel like I had the option to only listen to one thing. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not, right. I've never felt very like homegrown wherever I lived. So there's no end to the music that I've been exposed to. And that definitely shaped me as an artist.
But if anything, it just gives you a well-roundedness about you and about like what you can do creatively. Also, which is amazing, you were the first Nigerian model with locks to be in the Pantene Gold Series commercial, which is amazing. Congratulations to you, by the way.
It still doesn't feel
real.
Yeah, I saw it. Like, I don't know. Still feels like
tap into that.
Yeah.
Tap into that Black girl magic. But also though, I want to ask you, what are your feelings about the fact that this title is just making history?
I feel like progress is progress, right? You know, I think that should things have been acknowledged a long time ago? Absolutely. But you know, at least we're making progress. You know, that's the only way to kind of keep going when it comes to anything really is, you know, even though the progress is slow, still acknowledge that progress. So whether my legendariness is acknowledged in this lifetime or 20 years from now, 30 years from now, it's still gonna make history and it's still gonna be there forever. You know what I mean? So whether it happens now or in the future, you know, progress is the most important thing.
Absolutely. And congratulations to you because you are making the pathway for that. I mean, you're part of that history, which is pretty cool. So also triple threat, you danced for the Queen Bee and Solange.
Yeah.
Tell me all about it. Tell me all about the experience.
When I went in for the audition for Beyoncé for the VMAs, I actually didn't know what it was. It was a very, I had to sign an NDA before the audition and they still didn't disclose who it was for. They just kept saying, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. You know, they didn't really say what it was. And, you know, I feel like I was in a place where I was very much so like, well, if it's an opportunity for a lifetime, then I'm doing it, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know that it was even remotely Beyonce anything until I actually got to the warehouse where we were rehearsing and heard her music. I was like, it's good. They're playing there was I Ain't Sorry. You know, you can hear that beat's really like, you know, that beat is really noticed, right. You know, really noticeable. So I heard that kind of playing in the background and, well, not in the background, I just heard it in the distance as I was walking up to the warehouse. And, you know, it was kind of like in a movie, like as I got closer to it, it just got louder and louder.
Yes!
And then I go into the warehouse and Blue Ivy is running around.
But also speaking of performing, you performed at the Essence Fest. And I actually just went to the Essence Fest this year and it was so just the melanin that was popping everywhere. It was such a magical experience for me and I didn't perform there. So I would love to know how it was being on that end of the festival, having, you know, been a performer.
That was also a ton of manifesting as well, because the first time I ever went to Essence Fest, I was with my sister, Deborah. She's an actress. The next year around, I ended up performing at Essence Fest. And it was so crazy because the year before I was literally looking at the stage.
Wow.
That I was going to perform at, yes.
So speaking about your new single from your current album right now, Blackcurrant. So it's called Clingy, by the way, your new single. So what inspired you to make this song?
So I kind of put myself on a recording binge in was it 2020 or 2021? I want to say 2020. I basically kind of just locked myself in the studio for about 21 days. And I just made myself record every day for 21 days just to kind of see what would come out. And, with no end to the pandemic in sight, I just felt like, why not? You know what I mean? I've been so used to releasing singles and just really being a part of the rat race. And, this was the one time where it was like, I actually don't know what's going to happen. So let's see what actually comes out with just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the entire project came about. And I think just the nature of doing things alone or solo or, having to rely on your own guidance, your own opinion at a time that the pandemic was the thickest, a lot of songs about connection ironically came up with me. I'm the type of writer that I like to write about the party. I like to write about, you know what I'm saying, celebrating, hanging out with your girls, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. But I just could not stop writing about love and romance and connection. And that's how Clingy came about. Just kind of remembering those feelings.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, if you started this process in 2020, it makes sense because I feel like that whole year was really a reality check for all of us. I mean, we really had time to like beat ourselves and think about those things. So it makes total sense. What was the process for naming your album, Blackcurrant?
The name actually came to me really quickly. Ribena, the drink, it's blackcurrant flavored. And I used to drink that all the time when I was growing up in London. And even like when I would get candy, like if it was fruit pastels, I would love the blackcurrant flavor. And that was just a flavor that was just very much so a favorite in my childhood. So I wanted to honor, little me. I wanted to honor the inner girl. The inner child. At the same time, blackcurrant being such a popular flavor in the UK kind of spoke to, hey, yes, I have an American accent and, and I'm from the Bay and I'm here and I'm Nigerian, but I would only know about blackcurrant if I lived in London. So it kind of announces me as well. You know what I'm saying? Right. You kind of know where this person is from just by the fact that she's even talking about blackcurrant. And then at the same time, I wanted to tie in the title with the style of the music. The style of the music is still very R&B, Afrobeat, like a little bit of pop fusion in there. You know what I mean? I wanted to really honor all of me. And for me, Blackcurrant was the best name for it.
What I found that's very interesting about this album is that you are kind of touching on the expectations of someone versus who they really are, kind of like the social media aspect of someone versus the realistic perspective of someone, which we can all relate to. So what is something that you want your fans to take away from that topic, which is really such a trending topic because we all go through that?
You don't have to be who they want you to be. We all have our own path, and you'll know what resonates by how easy you feel about it, how you feel about doing it. But you don't have to be who they want you to be because it's not always what they make it seem. You're being this person because you think the way it seems and the way it looks is how it is, and it's not.
So what is your favorite track on the album?
It changes because they are all different moods. Each song is a completely different mood. So it just depends on the mood I'm in. But I think overall, I'm Okay is probably my favorite song because
I love the title itself.
I'm Okay was written at a time where I really didn't feel okay. So the fact that those words came together makes me feel like it's completely a song came completely outside of me as a love letter to myself. You know what I mean? I feel like it's received across the board the same way, so.
Absolutely.
I'm really grateful that, a lot of the songs people are, hitting me up and talking about it resonated in the same way that it resonated with me, which I'm just super grateful for.
Since we are Celeb Secrets, what is a secret about you or even your music that fans wouldn't know by listening to it or by seeing your social media?
I'm a grassroots girl. I prefer for everybody else outside of the creative side to do their job that way. I love doing all things creative. That comes down to writing the music, producing, arranging the music, Listen, if I could mix, I'd probably mix my own vocals. You know, I like to come up with the concept for my videos from top to bottom. I like to style myself. I like to do my makeup. I like to do my own hair. Like, all things creative is really what brings me joy. So if I don't like tag somebody in any of the process, it's probably because I did the entire thing myself down to the editing.